Welcome back, everyone. David Deutsch and Simon Severino bring you three things, so make sure you stay until the end because number one, we are gonna trial HubSpot. HubSpot says it's going agentic. Is this a good marketing idea or a bad marketing idea? And what can you learn from it? Second part, we will bring some eternal marketing concepts that you can apply immediately to your business. And the third part is bold predictions. We put ourselves out there on the line, guys, for you. So stay up until the end and welcome David Deutsch.
It's great to be here with you, Simon.
So HubSpot says, I'm going agentic. Do you think this is smart or is it the end of HubSpot?
Well, I think when we say HubSpot is going agentic, it's really that they're promoting that they're agentic.
Oh, they're not even agentic. They're just talking about it.
No. It's that they're promoting it. That's not now the lead on their website.
And is it a good idea from a copy standpoint?
Well, that's the thing. Everyone says that now. Before, everyone said, can you call up the page? We can look at the page.
I will in a second, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Before everyone was saying we've gone AI, we're AI powered. And so HubSpot was saying that for a while. Now they're saying we're agentic. We have agentic capabilities. And I guess what I'm wondering is, are people just tired of hearing that? Everybody's got AI now embedded in their program, right? My spell check has AI. Everyone's gone agentic and has agentic capabilities.
Sure.
So is that really, what people care about?
Meanwhile, for the listeners, we're looking at the HubSpot website. It's that HubSpot Agentic Customer Platform. So they lead with it, as David says. Where go-to-market teams go to retain, go to grow, unite marketing, sales, and customer service on one agentic customer platform that delivers results fast. Get a demo, get started free. Now, the copy expert. What do you think, David?
Well, the question is agentic really what people care about? Is when someone says, I'm going with HubSpot, is their boss going to say to them, oh, yes, but are they agentic? No, the boss isn't going to care about that. The boss is going to care about, can I trust them? Can they do what we want them to do? Can they help us? Can they help us do the things we need to do? Do they have this capability? How are they different from everyone else? And I think, like you said, Simon, how are they different from me programming it myself? Because you said you were programming your own CRM.
I vibe coded my own CRMs in less than an hour, and I'm not technical. So some teams, but I wouldn't say that I am, 80% of the world population. I'm in the tech nerd bubble and in the entrepreneurs bubble, people who quickly build. I'm a sprinter. So how many are those? Let's say it's 1%, maybe 10% of the world population. So there is still 90% that will look for a CRM and use it. It's my estimation.
Yes, but that's 10%. And then there's another 20% that are looking for ease of use. And there's another 20% that are looking for, does it have this feature? Does it have that feature? Am I going to make my money back? Is it going to help me do the things I need to do? And I don't know that there's a lot of people that are going, yes, but is it agentic? And that's really the question.
Today, we became partners of Anthropic. And Anthropic onboarded us on their own partners platform. And I was curious, are they guiding me to their own vibe coded platform? Or will they use one of the existing softwares? And they did use an existing software. And so I went to the software website checking why didn't the master vibe coding team just vibe code. It's a platform for affiliate partners, basically, where you onboard them. There is certifications, there is payments to each other when they refer, when you refer. And I was like, oh, that's the point. It's too complex because there is payments, and payments can be terribly complex in the nitty-gritty over countries. There is onboarding, there is licensing agreements, there is contracts. So there is the legal complexity. legally binding. And there is UI, is ease of use, as you just said. So, and I understand that a company like Anthropic, even if they could vibe code it, of course, but
Mhm.
they say, is this my core business? No, 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 no. Let's just buy it and use it. We can still build it later
Right,
if it becomes core.
right, right. So the appeal to them is probably not it's agentic. The appeal to them is probably this is a lot easier than doing it yourself.
It
Even for you,
works.
Anthropic,
It
this
works.
is
It's
going to be,
faster. It's less friction, right?
and yeah, it's faster. Plus, we've already built in all the things that can go wrong. We've encountered them, and
Yeah.
we've accounted for them. We've fixed them.
Yeah.
This has been field tested with hundreds of thousands of companies.
I was discussing 10 minutes ago with a partner who said, "Hey Simon, our next event should we call it AI in sales because it is about AI in sales." And I said, "You know what? Yes, it is about AI in sales because that's the current flavor of the moment and we should definitely write it. But I said, I don't want to be positioned in 12 months as the AI guy because
Hmm.
AI in 12 months will be like the internet right now. It's
Right.
no strategic differentiation. I hope you use the internet, but it's your problem."
You know, that brings up an interesting thing, which is timing. Maybe this is the right time to say you're agentic. And then maybe in 3 months, it'll be the wrong time to say you're agentic. So they'll have to pivot. Just like before, they were saying they were AI powered, right? That was the headline you saw when you first sent this to me. It
Yeah,
said we're AI powered. And I
yeah.
saw how they had changed it. Um, so maybe they're smart. Maybe they're going with the flow. Oh, AI is in. We're going to say we're AI powered. Oh, agentic is in. We're going to say we're agentic. And in 3 months, maybe they'll drop it because everyone now is saying
Maybe.
it.
But are you talking to shareholders when you talk on your website? Because it sounds like that. Like, let's talk to investors and tell them that we are agentic, because they will look for that. But the user
Mm.
doesn't care.
You know, that's a really good point. And a lot of times I think we look at things and we try to evaluate it, but we don't know who the real target of it is. Maybe this is totally talking to investors. Um, or maybe this is talking to the CEO and we think it's talking to the marketing director. You have to be
Mhm.
really careful. And when you design your own stuff, you have to be really careful who you're talking to. A lot of times we're talking to ourselves. We're really proud of this thing that we've got, you know? And so we talk about it. We don't realize, the people we're talking to don't really care about it. They're, you know, a lot of the things that I find with things like this, especially business to business, which this is really people care about not losing their jobs, not making a stupid decision. A lot of times people make decisions to go with an established company like HubSpot because because it's too risky to go with a newer company, or it's
Yeah.
too risky to vibe code it yourself, or it's like nobody ever. Remember they used to say nobody ever got fired for buying IBM.
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Your boss is going to say, "What were you thinking going with HubSpot?" Whereas if you go with Zootoped and it doesn't work out, your boss is going to say, "What were you thinking going with Zootoped?"
Let's put it to test, right? You have these 5 questions tests. Let's go through one after the other. And people listening, you can go to your website right now and think about these 5 questions. How are you answering them via your website? So, question 1: what desire is this tapping into?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question, right? Because it's kind of tapping into the agentic desire. People desire something that's agentic. It's tapping into, I mean, obviously the headline here, which keeps flipping, is where go-to-market teams go to, and then it's flipping between, for those who are listening to the audio, flipping between grow, scale, retain, close. It just keeps flipping. Grow, scale, retain, close, which is sort of clever and interesting, but I don't know that people have the patience to sit here and watch this thing flip from each one to each one. And I don't know how powerfully that conveys the desire that they want to have fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's such a vague promise of grow, retain, close, fulfill. A lot of things, million things out there help me do that.
So number one, fail. Question number two, could any competitor say this?
Every competitor could probably say that.
And they are doing
Anyone,
it. Salesforce is saying it. They call it
yeah,
agent force.
right. Well, yes, the agenticness. A lot of people, anyone that has agenticness can say, and where go to market, go to market teams go to grow, retain, blah blah blah. Billions of companies could say that
Billions,
and help
billions.
people.
Number
Major
three,
fail.
is it talking to the customer's problem or describing the company's platform?
Well, that's the question, really. It's obviously describing the platform when it says agentic, but is that the customer's problem? I mean, I don't see agenticness seems like a different problem. You don't go to HubSpot to solve your agentic problem. You go
No.
to Anthropic, you go to, you know, you go to someone that knows how to program. Um, it's nice that it has it,
How would you
I would say.
talk about the problem? You would say, I bring you from waiting that the phone rings to making the phone ring.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That really dramatizes it. It brings it to life. We make the phone ring.
We make the phone
How,
ring.
yeah, how do we do it? Well, we help you scale, we help you close, we have agentic capabilities, we have all these things, but you know what it all boils down to? It makes the phone ring.
Yeah. Number four, does it make someone want to act?
Yeah, there's not a lot of pushing to act here, motivation to act here. I can't quite see that red in that
The
white
button
box.
says get started free. I like that. If it's free, right, it makes me kind of, at least it doesn't block me from acting. It's not really pushing me to act. I don't feel compelled to act, but
Mhm.
I also feel that there is no blockage.
You know, I feel like maybe it's a little bit soon for me to get started free. Maybe because it's HubSpot and they've got a certain brand and they've got people know who they are. But it's a little early to, I'd like a little more foreplay before you try to close me on, getting started. Like, wait, wait, whoa, whoa. What do you mean get so like I have to pay you money? Or it does say free, right? But it gets what do I have to do? Am I gonna have to do work? Am I risking my data? Like what whoa. So just might be a little early for that. What's the other button? The white button.
Get a demo.
Get a demo. Yeah, same thing. Maybe it's a little early, but it can't hurt, I guess, to have it up there.
Probably,
Um,
right? Question
yeah.
number five. What would be an alternative that can be tested?
I think you have to really consider certainly your phone idea, right? It's almost like there's all these newcomers now that are coming on the scene. We do this. We have CRM. We have the vibe code. The blah blah blah. We're HubSpot. We've been doing this for 20 years or however long they've been doing it. We've seen things come and go. We were here when the internet was invented. We were
That's a good
here
one.
when
Yeah,
AI came in. We were here. Now we're here when agentic comes in, and we're doing that, and we're incorporating that. We're HubSpot. You can trust us to guide you into the future.
we
I mean,
won
that's,
inbound. We will win AI. We will help you win your month.
yeah, we're the inbound guys or whatever they are exactly, right? Like they can own that positioning. And that it seems like in this crowded market space of a million different ways to do things, that's got a nice feeling to it.
Totally, totally. All right, section number two, guys, before we move to predictions, is I am too lazy to read this book, but it was so expensive because it's out of print. Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz, a legend, a legend. But we want to go directly to the gist of it. What would this book, last time we discussed part one, if you think about part two, David, what would Eugene Schwartz say about that HubSpot website?
Yeah, well, let's look at part two. I also want to mention, because if Brian Kurtz sees this and I don't mention that he's selling the book now, he has the rights to it. He got the rights from Schwartz's estate from his wife. So if people want the book, and they should read the book, even though we're giving you the ideas here in a summary, you know, go get it from Brian Kurtz and read it. Um, so the second half of the book is really interesting, and we're going to divide it into two parts. Today, for part one, we're going to do three things. We're going to do, first of all, he's got like 7 techniques in the second half of the book. Um, and the first one is intensify the benefit. And this is so key because people just give benefits, they don't intensify them in any way. And there's so many ways of doing that, right? One of the ways is what we did here. Simon dramatized the benefit by saying you
Which one?
can,
Which one?
oh, but the phone thing. We make the phone ring,
Oh, look, and
right?
I didn't even read the book.
And you didn't even read the book. That's a way of intensifying the benefit. Instead of just saying we get you more incoming calls and we're very helpful in doing that, we have a just say we make the phone ring. Look, look at this. Tired of sitting around waiting for the phone to ring? We make it ring. You know, what'll it be like when that happens? What'll it be like? What will your boss say? Right? So you have a headline that could say, imagine your boss saying, we need more people to handle all these incoming calls. Like, wow, look how you've just intensified the benefit. How else could you intensify the benefit, right? Numbers, percentages. How many different ways can you say more phone calls? 50% more phone calls, hundreds of more phone calls a week. So many phone calls, you're going to need to hire a new, telemarketing person. Don't just don't just do a bulleted list of, increased phone calls, right? Really think about how you're going to intensify that, right? Show the buyer what it actually changes in their business. And whether that's your coaching, whether that's your product, whatever it is, right? Help them see it, help them grasp that benefit. Second thing is identify the role the buyer wants to step into, right? This is so important. People buy things because they see themselves in the role that thing will enable them to step into, whether that's more respected, a better husband and provider, a better wife and provider, a better, employee, a promotion. They see themselves in a role and they want to be in a different role. They want to transform. They want to get better. They want to be changed somehow. Nobody wants a thing. Even making money. People don't just want stacks of paper or numbers on a spreadsheet, right? What good does that do you? Does you good because it changes it changes what you can do. It changes who you are, right? And a lot of people out there are dissatisfied with who they are and are looking for things that will change them. Just like with HubSpot, right? You know, that they want to become the team that grows faster. Do they want to become the leader in their field? Do they want to become the person that other people look up to at their company and go, wow, what did David do? How are we getting so many inbound phone calls? This is terrific. Um, do I want to be known as the person that plugged the cracks because we're losing customers because we don't have a good CRM system? So think about that, right? Think about ways that you can help your prospect step into the role they want to step into. And then the third idea that Schwartz talks about is the idea of gradualizing belief, right? And that's kind of what I was talking about when I said, oh, it's a little early to kind of close me on a demo and um, close me on getting started, even for free. He advocates, kind of take your time, right? Especially when it's something new, it's something different. What do you have to prove in order to get someone to do something, right? They have to trust HubSpot. They have to believe that it will help them. They have to believe, what do they have to believe it will help them? They have to believe it has helped other people. They have to believe they're capable of being helped. Um, how do you prove to them that what you do could really help them? Well, by that it's helped other people. You prove it by there are mentions in the media, there are testimonials from people, there are endorsements from well-known people in the business. What does Gary Vaynerchuk say about HubSpot? So it's really important because you believe it because it's your company. You can help people. Your product can help people. But you always have to remember that the people you're talking to are way further down on the belief scale. And so it's really important to think about how step by step I'm going to take them into believing what they need to believe in order to act. And a lot of times for something like HubSpot, that's believing that it's safe, believing it's not going to mess things up, believing that it's not going to be a lot of work to switch to HubSpot from whatever CRM I'm using now. So really think deeply about all those things.
That's a lot of techniques in this second part of the book.
And that's only the first three.
That's just the first three: intensification, identification, gradualization.
Oh, that's a good way to put them. So they all match nicely. Intensification, identification, and gradualization.
That's how he
Yeah.
calls it. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm excited about this book. Next time we should go even deeper into the book. But this time we have to move on to our predictions. Bold predictions, everybody. This will put us on the line. We might not have a job soon if we are totally wrong. And I let David go first because I don't want to be the first one who loses his job.
I love the way you dramatize this, just like we've been talking about how important it is to give a sense of, instead of like, well, David and I have some things to tell you about what we see might happen in the future. You make it into this, wonderful, with a
One of
lot
us
on
is
the
going to
line
die. Let's
and a
find
lot
out
at
who.
stake. We're all going to die.
Everybody.
Um, one time someone gave me the nicest compliment about some copy I had written. It was the author of a book about kitchen cures that home remedies, kitchen
Yeah.
cabinet cures, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And she had written the book and she read my copy. I said, "Well, what do you think?" And she said, "It made me feel like I was going to die if I didn't get a hold of a copy of this book."
Oh my God. That
So,
works.
well, if I could do that to the
Intensification.
author of the book,
One
but
of my
that's it.
best posts on LinkedIn, I think unconsciously used this technique. One of the best one was learn to sell or get ready to work for someone else. That's it.
Mm,
It was these few words. What is it? Like 8 words. And it was on red. It's just a red background and these words in white and then our logo in black. That's it. And it was the best post of 2025 according to our LinkedIn
right.
analytics.
It, I love that because it dramatizes it so nicely, and yet it's not overdone. It's not like learn to sell or die, right? It's not like learn to sell or get fired. It's just learn to sell or get ready to work for someone else. And that makes it so believable and so powerful and so emotional. That's great. I mean, if people take away nothing else from this, they should take
Yes.
away that how important it is, the emotional, even for business to business, even for HubSpot. They could have injected just a little more emotion into that, right? Don't let technology pass you by. You
Yeah.
work with us, the technology is built in. You're worried about going agentic? Don't worry. We got agentic built in. You're worried about AI? We got AI built in. We got so many things built in. We've been doing this for 20 years. All your, don't, your troubles are over.
Your
It's like
prediction, David.
my prediction. I love the way you keep this moving along. So if it was up to me, we would be like an hour and we'd be just, going on. Okay, here's what I think is going to happen because I'm a writer, right? And what I see is a sort of bifurcation, a sort of splitting off of AI copy, AI writing, and human writing. And just like with visuals and videos, how a lot of times are being labeled now, this is AI or this is not AI. You're starting to see that a little bit with writing. This is, that something this was generated with the help of AI, or you're seeing, this is, completely, no AI was used. A lot of magazines now, when they ask for submissions to the magazine, they actually require you to swear that no AI was used in the production of it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the AI in my Grammarly that makes little suggestions counts as AI. So I
Sometimes,
wouldn't
yes.
know how to swear to that or not, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that interesting? So I think we're going to continue to see that kind of split between, um, you know, okay, this is AI. It is what it is, right? It's useful. Here it is. We did it for you with AI. But also, you're going to see that kind of, damn it, this is human. This is real. This is from me. And I didn't use AI or publications, platforms, even. LinkedIn is starting to crack down on AI generated copy because it got so bad
Yeah.
there. So keep learning to write, people. That's going to be the thing, your humanness, your ability to write, your ability to not be a robot, to have humanity, to sound individual, like a Gary Vaynerchuk or
Even
someone
the
like that.
AI company Anthropic is is limiting the AI use for us, for example, who are becoming partners. And so there is an exam. There were multiple trainings that we had to go
Mhm.
through. 10 of us had to go through mandatory trainings. And then that was stage one. And in stage two, now for the certification, uh, we need an exam. And that exam is proctored. So there will be a
Right?
camera looking at your whole surroundings, your desk. If you have any other
Wow.
devices in there, the camera will say, no, 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 you have to remove other devices. It will look at your eyes movements. If you type or if you're watching somewhere else, it will flag it. So, and that's the AI company, Anthropic, that's saying, no,
Yeah.
no, for the exam, no AI.
Isn't that interesting? There's also a thing that Anthropic was advertising for $300,000 a year copywriters to supervise and to be involved in their communications. And
Yes.
so even they use that. But
Yeah.
isn't that interesting? Using AI to detect AI with the cameras and
Of course.
identifying things.
Yes, exactly.
The other thing that they can do is tell by how you type something that whether you're using AI
The
or not.
speed of typing, yes.
The speed, going back, backspace, correcting a thing, pausing, the rhythm, human input is very different from cutting and pasting or
Yes.
even AI trying to do human input.
Yes. My prediction will take the other side of your coin. My
Oh,
prediction is, and this goes back to what we discussed. I was talking to this partner, and yes, right now we are riding the wave because people are pulling out of our hands all this AI with sales content. Everybody says, Simon, I want your agents, I want your blueprints, I want your processes. Please give me the blueprints. And of course, we are fulfilling our clients' needs right now. But at the same time, and this is my prediction, if you, as a professional services, as a software company, if you position yourself as the agentic one, you will have to reposition very, very soon because by December of this year, 2026, my prediction is AI will be normal, like the internet, and it's no differentiation to say my services are powered by the internet. Who cares? That's your problem. I hope you use the internet. I don't care.
mm-hmm.
So, right now, if you're positioning yourself as the AI expert, well, be very careful because you will have to repivot. As my recommendation to listeners, even if you are offering AI services, your position should be with your evergreen. So I'm the sales
Mm-hmm.
guy. And this year, I help everybody with AI in sales. Next year, I will still do it, but it will be normal. It's like, hey, I help you with sales and I use a telephone. So what? Use
That's a
whatever you
great
want. Use a
analogy.
pen, right? I don't care.
That's a great analogy, though. It's like, I use a cell phone or I use the internet. It's like, you're right. And I use AI, I use agentic. Who cares?
Yeah,
And it's going to happen sooner than we think.
yeah.
So it's something that people need to be aware of and plan. More than ever, it's important to have good intelligence systems for seeing what's going on in the market, your market, seeing how people are
And that's
thinking
the
about
evergreen
things.
part. Say that you build intelligence systems because that's evergreen. We will always need intelligence, internal,
Yeah.
external intelligence, radars, internally, externally. We will always need intelligence. You can bring intelligence. That's an evergreen offer.
Yeah, I mean that's a great idea to really look at what is evergreen. Like I teach people how to write, words that work, words that are effective, words that make sales. And that's something, or even create, writing that's effective, because that word create, it encompasses AI. Well, you create with AI, or you can create without AI, or you can create only with AI. Doesn't matter. The important thing is that you have words that are effective for your business. And I help you do that. And
And
then
yeah,
you do you do the everything else for
yes.
people's businesses.
Yes, and you can use right now the sticker. This is done with AI, but be very careful that this will be like a 2 months, 3 months sticker. Don't make it your actual positioning, who you are and what you do in this world. You talk about writing. Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. It's not about the newest technology of his fishing hook, right? We don't care about
Hmm.
how he was fishing, right? It's the eternal story of what it means to be a human being, right?
Hmm.
And or John Steinbeck, we don't even know exactly what happened in that part of California when. It's the eternal story of Cain and Abel, of two brothers, and what it means to be a
Yeah.
brother.
And I think that's what people are going to be. I'm not sure if I'm disagreeing with you or agreeing with you. I think that's what people are going to be hungry for, is not something generated by AI that tells a story like that in a formulaic robotic way, but that superficially seems like that sort of thing seems. But really, that kind of heartfelt, realness that only, Hemingway could do, even though you can imitate him, it's not the same. And I think maybe that will be what people will either be labeled, or people will proudly declare, as I'm seeing more and more people do, I don't use AI when I write. I use it only to spell check and edit, and but everything here, I've come up with.
So, guys, who will lose a job? You decide. And next time, next week, we're back here and you tell us what you need, guys. We will pick again one company, one topic, and show you the ins and outs of marketing. How does a copy expert look at it? How does a marketing expert look at it? So if you want one of your websites or one of your favorite companies to be analyzed, let us know. It's David Deutsch and Simon Severino. The second part will again be some eternal truths about sales and marketing, and then predictions that will make some of us very, very, very uncomfortable. Thank you so much, David, for doing this.
Well, thank you, Simon. It's always a pleasure to talk with you.
Keep rolling.